Supervisor's on the way, but at this time you need to step out of the vehicle or I'm going to break the window.
Today's dummy was stopped for going 20 miles an hour over the limit. Apparently he had 3 dogs in the back of the truck that were malnourished, covered in their own feces, and had no food or water. So not only do Sovcits lack brains, apparently some of them lack hearts as well. Let's see him get his comeuppance.
Hello, Officer Walker, Cape Coral Police Department. The reason I stopped you is you're going 70 at a 50 mile per hour zone.
This speedometer and fuel gauge, as you can see, it's not 8 on 8.
Okay.
So is it defective equipment, or is he just not smart enough to be able to read a speedometer? Could go either way with these guys. But you can tell it's going to be a Sovcit thing when he barely cracks his window enough to talk through.
You were going way above the speed limit, over 20 over. Do you have your license, registration, proof of insurance?
Well, I'm not driving. I'm traveling. So driving is like you're operating in a commercial.
3205 Cape. Can I get a code 10? Do you have your license, registration, proof of insurance?
No, I'm not driving.
You're absolutely driving, idiot.
I'm not asking if you're driving. I'm asking for your ID.
Well, I mean, I'm wanting to know if I committed a crime.
All right.
It's not letting
I
me know
stopped you because you were going 20 over the speed limit. I don't care if your speedometer is not correct. I want to see your license.
No, I don't use a license. I'm not.
So you have nothing to identify yourself?
No, I don't use driver's license. I'm not.
Officer. He's just going to start talking in circles. Just tell him what you need. Don't ask him any questions and just handle your business like we all know you want to.
I'm not driving. I'm traveling.
What's your name?
That means you're operating in a commercial
What's your
capacity.
name? What's your name?
What's your name, scumbag?
I'm driving.
You are operating a motor vehicle on a roadway.
Automobile.
What's your name?
I'm not driving.
What is your name?
Can you please prove to me that I'm...
You are in the driver's seat of a vehicle operating on a roadway.
Can you prove to me or tell me a reasonable articulate suspicion that
All right, so go ahead and step out.
Speeding. She stopped you for speeding. She covered that already.
Out of the vehicle for me. Step out of the vehicle. Yes, you have, sir. And you're failing to identify yourself, and you have to have a driver's license to operate a motor vehicle on a roadway. And
No, you don't. Some guy on the internet said I don't need it. I believe him. I don't believe every other cop and judge in the world. I believe some guy on the internet. So there, I'm not going to get a license.
United States.
But I'm not driving, I'm traveling.
You are driving, driving, whatever you want to call it. You are operating a motor vehicle.
No, this is not a motor vehicle, this is a traveling shuttle.
What?
Sir?
It's an automobile.
Sir, I'm not going to play games with you. You can identify yourself.
I'm not trying to play games with you.
You're absolutely playing games. That's the only thing you're trying to do.
I'm willing to cooperate with you. Please.
I'm asking for your name.
Can you please give me the supervisor?
I'm asking for your name. There's no reason for a supervisor to come out here if you can't identify yourself. I'm asking for you to identify yourself. If you identify yourself to me, I'll ask for a supervisor to come out here. I can't ask for a supervisor for someone who won't tell us who they are.
Please do not violate my rights and escalate.
I'm not violating your rights. You are disobeying the law. You are disobeying the law.
I'm telling
You
you
have
that
to
I'm not
identify
driving.
yourself. You are driving 70 and a 50.
This does not work.
It does not matter, sir.
Can't it just work
Sir,
on
it
this?
does not matter. It does not matter if your speedometer is incorrect, then you're operating a vehicle that does not have the proper equipment.
This is not a motor vehicle.
It is a motor vehicle.
This is a traveling shuttle.
By definition, this is a motor vehicle.
Motor vehicles are commercial.
Sir, I'm not going to argue with
vehicles.
this. I'm not going to argue with you about it. You can identify yourself or you're going to go to jail tonight. Do you understand me?
Are you coercing
I don't think he understands. I don't think he understands much of anything.
me to cooperate
I'm not
with you against my better
I'm
judgment?
not forcing you to do anything, but I will if I have to. You can identify yourself. I'm recording too. Go right ahead. Sir, you were driving 70 and a 50. I'm asking you to identify yourself and provide your paperwork for your vehicle.
Can you give me a reasonable, articulable
I just
fact
did.
that I've committed a crime?
I just explained to you why I stopped you, and that is a crime. Driving 20 miles over the speed limit
That
is
not
a crime. It is.
That is a
It is a
commercial
violation of Florida state statutes.
That's not a crime because I decided it's not a crime. That's the logic they use, right? It's not a law because I don't want it to be. So there.
Yeah, but those statutes don't have jurisdiction over me.
Yes, they do. You can identify yourself or you're going to go to jail tonight.
You're coercing me. You're coercing me to do something that is in
Sir?
cooperation with you against my better judgment. That is
You would know better judgment if it bit you on your taint.
anything that I do from this point forward is because I'm under the threat of.
I don't care how you feel about it. You need to identify yourself.
I haven't committed a crime.
Yes, you have, sir. I've already explained the crime to you that you have committed, and now you're failing to identify yourself.
But first things first, can you prove to me that I've committed a crime?
I already explained it to you, sir.
Here's the thing. She doesn't have to prove it to you, stupid. She can prove it to a judge, and she will.
I already explained it to you.
I've not committed a crime.
Yes, you have. Just because you feel like you don't have to obey the law does not mean you don't have to obey the law.
My rights are part of your sworn oath of office to protect
Sir?
my rights, my inalienable rights.
If you don't believe in the laws of the United States, then how do you have any rights under that?
Those are not laws.
Can you explain that to me?
Are they penal codes or are they laws? Is this the Inquisition?
Sir? Are you going to identify yourself?
Is this the Inquisition?
Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition.
Are you going to provide identification, sir?
He says, is this the Inquisition? I don't think the Inquisition has a problem with speeding. I think they had a whole other thing going on.
Can you please get your supervisor?
Are you going to provide identification?
Can you please get your supervisor?
Are you going to provide identification? Sir, I'm not going to play games with you. You need to ID yourself.
I don't need to play games. I'm just wanting you to acknowledge my rights, my inalienable rights. I have the right to speak to your supervisor.
Where's that in the Constitution? Is that like Amendment 17 and a half that you don't have to deal with cops, you have to deal with their supervisor. So their supervisor has to drop everything they're doing to come to a traffic stop to explain to you that you're a dumbass. Sure, sounds perfectly reasonable.
That is not a right. That is nowhere in your rights does it say that you have a right to speak to my supervisor. If you will not identify yourself, why do you need to speak with my supervisor if you don't even want to ID yourself?
Because I feel like you are operating under the color of law.
You're just throwing out words, man. I don't think you know what any of them actually mean.
I like this officer a lot.
That's what I'm
That's
thinking
not
that
what
you
color
don't.
of law means.
You're operating under the color of law.
That's not
You
what
are
color of
violating
law
my rights.
means, sir.
When I ask for you to get your supervisor, you must.
All right, sir. We're not playing games.
You're not going to violate my rights.
Hey, man. What's up? What's going on?
Okay? So, I asked to speak to your supervisor.
Okay.
Outright denied me.
She's denying you a supervisor? Okay. Can I ask why? Because they're going to want to know why.
I feel like she thinks she's operating under the color of law. And she's coercing me against my better judgment.
Okay.
Yeah, supervisors always get on to their officers that are under them, because they're always making these mistakes. Don't you dare pull people over for traffic infractions. That's not your job. That's exactly your job, and you're not allowed to do it. Just wait till they call me out here. I'll explain it to you. I'll set you straight. Said no supervisor ever.
Why'd she stop you? But what? How is she coercing you, man?
She's threatening me, threatening that he's going to take me to jail, and if I don't cooperate with her.
There's a big difference between threatening and coercing and explaining to you what's going to happen.
Okay. 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 So, okay. So, you want to supervise because she's trying to intimidate you. I got to make sure I understand what's going on, man. Okay, I haven't been here. Step out of the vehicle, sir. I can't hear you.
I'm asking for your badge number.
I literally can't hear what you're asking me.
Badge number, please.
My badge number is 2143, Officer Walker. Can I have you step out of the vehicle?
He got your badge number now. You might as well just go home.
Sir, can I have you step out of the vehicle, please? Can I have you step out of the vehicle, sir? I can't hear anything you're saying to me.
That I've committed a crime. Can you give me
I
a
can't hear you.
reasonable, articulate
I already explained it to you.
I've committed a crime?
I already explained explained it to you. I stopped you because you were going 70 miles an hour in a 50-mile-an-hour zone.
Speedometer, I cannot
It
tell.
doesn't matter, sir. That means you're operating a vehicle that does not have proper equipment.
And that's at least a ticket.
So my understanding right now is that she's saying that you're traveling above the posted speed limit. Is that what my understanding is?
But I'm not driving, I'm Oh. Right.
It's to me, it's the same thing. So if it's okay. Okay.
Those that make the laws shall obey the laws. That is what you're wrong.
And those that don't know the laws need to obey him too. Stupid.
I understand your.
I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
Okay. Well, right now you're in the city of Cape Coral, right? Okay. Hang on. So everybody within our jurisdiction is our jurisdiction. I understand your belief is different, okay?
I can't hear what you're saying. Roll down your window and maybe I'll be able to hear you. I can't hear you with the traffic behind me and your window only open this much.
Can you please prove your jurisdiction?
You are in the city of Cape Coral. Yes, it does. You are in the city of Cape Coral. Even if you weren't from the United States, if you're in the city of Cape Coral, I have jurisdiction. All right, sir, are you going to step out of the vehicle?
Okay. The supervisor. And that's what you
Supervisor is on the way, but at this time you need to step out of the vehicle or I'm going to break the window.
I don't consent to coercion.
It's not coercion. I'm giving you a lawful order.
I've asked to speak to your supervisor.
Sir, you can either step out of the vehicle or I'm going to break the window.
Do it.
So do it. Get on with it.
Well, that would be a violation.
It would not be a violation of your property because you're failing to cooperate with
Compensation.
law enforcement.
I would have to seek compensation.
I'm Officer Myers. I work for the Cape Coral Police Department. I work for the city's traffic division. Senior officer on the scene. Okay? Unlawfully pulled over. Okay? We've asked you to identify yourself. If you fail to identify yourself, it's considered a criminal offense. It's an obstruction of justice. You're looking at him right now. Yes. What can I do for you? Your obstruction of justice is right now. You are violating the law. I will not answer any questions until you identify yourself. If you do not identify yourself, you will be arrested for obstruction of justice.
But he didn't even ask you about your oath yet.
You are detained. You are lawfully required to identify yourself. Provide your identification now, otherwise it will be a criminal offense.
10-4,
Step out of the vehicle. Step out of the vehicle. If you do not open your vehicle, I will break the window and extricate you from this vehicle. Do you understand me? No. There you go. I told you. Get out.
These officers have just broke my window.
Get out. One open?
Broke my window.
Gotta break this front one.
Lock it, otherwise I'm going to break this one.
Use a driver's license. I'm traveling.
You are required to identify yourself. I've asked you to identify yourself. You refuse.
Can you prove your jurisdiction over me? Traveling.
Break this one. Watch out. I'm going to break it.
Look, these guys are criminals. Yes.
Oh my God, I can't believe you broke your window. You only told me like 30 times you were going to, but I can't believe it.
Back. Hand on the steering wheel. Get out now.
Get out of the car.
I'll be Keep behind your back. Stop resisting.
Stop resisting.
We got him.
All right.
That didn't have to happen.
You just violated my rights. I asked for you I've asked for you to give me a reasonable articulate suspicion that I've committed a crime.
Spread your feet.
Do you have anything on you you're not supposed to have?
No?
You have anything that's going to poke or stick my officer? Or me was you searching? You're under arrest.
For what crime?
Obstruction of justice.
That is not a crime.
Pretty sure it is.
That is not a crime.
Feet spread apart.
You're operating under the color of law right now.
I think I'm going to use that. If I ever get in trouble for something, I don't expect to, but if I ever get in trouble and have to go to the judge, I'm just going to tell the judge, that's not a crime. And I'm sure he'll let me walk. That's how that works, right? I mean, they accuse me of a crime and I tell them it's not a crime. And then they're like, okay, carry on as you were.
That is not a crime.
Stop pulling away.
He is pulling me this direction. This is not a crime. Those are my children in there.
Well, you are going to quickly find the law.
You're operating under the color of law. You are operating under the color of law.
Face me, face the
You
vehicle.
committed a crime.
Face the vehicle.
Those are my children.
And you're a piss poor father.
Now,
I did not consent.
Get in the vehicle.
I did not, and I request for someone to be able to come and
Sit down.
operate my automobile.
Sit down.
I did not consent to searches. I require someone. I require to be able to contact someone. I require to be able to contact someone to
Okay,
come and get my
let's
truck.
get in. Okay.
Get in.
Hop in real quick. Come on, get your feet in.
Get in. Face the front.
I request my things, my personal effects.
I'm getting your wallet.
And I require for someone to be able to come and operate my automobile rather than it being towed.
Nope, it's being towed, sir.
That's my right.
I'm pretty sure you're in no position to be giving orders there, Chief.
No, it is not your right, sir. You are being arrested. Your vehicle is being towed.
I need for someone to request for my right to be honored with someone to be
It is not your right. It is not your right. It is not your right.
travel my truck away from the.
It is not your right.
It is my right.
It is not.
I've requested for someone to be able to come and take my truck away from the premises.
You can request in one hand, you can crap in the other one and see which one fills up first.
Private property.
You can feel however you want to feel about it, sir.
Say that again.
You can feel however you want to feel.
I don't feel any way about it. I just need compensation. I'll just have to seek compensation.
Go for it.
Hey man, you want to talk supervisor?
Yes.
What can I do for you?
Are you a supervisor?
Yeah.
Okay. Must I have to talk like this? These
Yes.
cuffs are like
Yeah, be under arrest.
pinching into my bones.
Yes, sir, you're under arrest.
Well, for what crime?
For failure to identify yourself, obstruction of the investigation, not registering a motor vehicle.
Are these crimes?
Yes, sir.
Or are they penal codes?
Penal codes are crimes.
They're Florida State statute crimes, yes, sir.
But I've explained to her that those have no jurisdiction over me, a man.
Listen, sir, you're in the state of Florida. You got to abide by the state of Florida rules and laws.
But those, I'm a man.
I understand this is why you're going to
Those
jail.
have no jurisdiction
Listen,
over me.
I understand. We're not going to talk in circles. In the state of Florida, you need to have a registered motor vehicle.
But
Listen to
I
me.
explained
Listen
to
to
her
me.
that I'm not driving.
You're driving.
I'm traveling.
Wrong, 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 wrong. Wrong, 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 wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong.
Listen, I'm not going to. You're driving.
I'm not operating
That's
in a
semantics.
commercial capacity.
Okay. Listen, you're being charged tonight with resisting arrest. You're being charged.
Arrest?
Yes. You're being charged with failure to identify yourself upon demand of a law enforcement officer. You're being charged with not registering a motor vehicle in the state of Florida or not having a registered motor vehicle in the state of Florida.
Traveling vessel.
You're also going to be documented as a John Doe, meaning you're not going to be released from jail until you identify yourself. We need to have a legal identification for who you are. So also going to do a background check. So if you don't have a license, you'll be charged with that as well at that point.
But a
I'm
driver's
explaining-
license? Is that what you're
You
referring
need
to?
to have a license, yeah. In the state of Florida, you got to have an actual license to drive from another state
But
or a state of Florida.
Officer Costa?
Yes, sir. Listen, I'm
Officer
explaining to you.
Costa, I'm
Yeah.
not driving. I'm explaining to
Listen,
you.
traveling-
I'm
listen,
articulating to you
traveling-
that I'm not driving.
I understand.
I'll give you a little secret there, Captain. The law doesn't care what you call it.
Say what you're saying, sir. Listen.
I asked for her to give me a reasonable, articulable suspicion that I've committed a crime. A reasonable, articulable fact that I have committed a crime.
Good. Listen,
She
you'll
did not provide that to me.
and you'll have your right to be able to articulate that in court. So your car is being held for proof of
I
ownership.
do not understand the charges.
I mean, I just explained to you.
I do not understand.
Your car is being held for proof of ownership.
And then I've asked for her to acknowledge my right that I am requesting to have someone come
No,
and
absolutely
operate my
not.
automobile away from the premises.
Absolutely not.
That is my right.
I'm explaining to you what's going to happen to your car. Your car is going to get towed.
Those are my children in the back.
Those are your children. If those were real children and you treated them the way that you're treating them now, you'd go away for a very long time. Be glad those are dogs.
You're gonna listen to me, right?
I do not have a contract with
Let
the
him
city.
explain to you.
I'm gonna close the door if you don't want me to explain to you. Things are gonna get complicated for you. The car is being held for proof of ownership. You need to be able to identify who you are and that you're the legal owner of this car. Animal control is coming for your dogs. Same thing as happened to your dogs. If you want to get your dogs out of the pound, you have to identify yourself and prove that you are who you are and you're the owner of those two dogs.
But I don't have any paperwork.
How do I know? How do I know those dogs are not stolen? The truck is not stolen.
But how do you know that I don't own them?
I need to have proof of ownership.
I don't have. I privately own those. I own them.
How do I know you didn't steal those two dogs in that truck tonight?
I don't have paperwork.
You need to have paperwork.
I have
or proof.
pictures. I have other forms
Sir,
of proof.
This is how things work.
I have other forms of proof. I have witnesses.
You don't even have proof of your own identity.
That's not going to fly. We need to have paperwork. We need to have an identification to release the vehicle to you, the dogs to you. Again,
There is no proof of anyone else that is claiming those dogs belong to them.
I can tell you that for animal control to release those dogs, you need to have legal identification.
But I don't have a contract with animal control.
Okay, I understand you don't have a contract with
I
it.
don't have any paperwork
I get, but
or
they're
any signed agreement
The dogs have a contract with them. It's okay.
okay.
with them.
So I'm explaining to you. Do you have any other questions?
Yes, can I please have someone
No, sir. Our policy states
come and
that the vehicle has to get towed, and your dogs have to be impounded. Yes, sir.
Officer Costa, are you not acknowledging that I'm telling you that
I'm explaining to you what's
That
going to
is not a
happen.
vehicle.
I'm acknowledging what you're asking me.
Are you not acknowledging that they really don't care what you have to say?
I'm declining your acknowledgement. I'm telling you what's going to happen to your car and your dogs and what's going to happen to you. So you're not going to get released unless you get identified. You know that, right?
I don't understand the charge.
You're being charged
I did not
again.
commit a crime.
You've committed multiple crimes in our presence here tonight. Yes, sir.
These are penal codes and statutes. I told her that I'm not driving, I'm traveling.
Listen, you can say whatever you want. You can say you don't abide by them, but unfortunately, in the United States, we have laws that you have to abide by.
I'm not a United States citizen.
Okay.
That doesn't matter. If someone's visiting from Germany or Spain or somewhere, they still have to abide by our laws. You have to abide by the laws in the country that you're in, whether you're a citizen or not. Ask Brittany Griner.
Great.
I am an American.
You're traveling through the roads of Florida, and you have to abide by the laws of Florida. So, any other questions, sir?
Will my personal effects be sent with me?
Your
No.
phone and your wallet are going with you, and that's it. Your money that's in your wallet and your phone.
So your car is being impounded. All whatever's on the car stays.
My beautiful children,
I understand. They'll be taken well care of by the animal pound, animal control.
they're going to become traumatized,
From what I hear, they're already traumatized and they're going to be greatly relieved to be the hell away from you.
being inside of those confines.
Something to think about. Maybe you want to identify yourself and identify, your dog to them when you get them out.
Well, but first I asked her, can she please show me that I have committed a crime? She said,
Sir,
I
listen, this is
violated
not
a traffic law.
this is not a courtroom. This is a traffic stop on the side of the road.
But my inalienable rights, haven't you sworn an oath of office to protect my inalienable rights and not exceed your jurisdiction?
Oh, now he's asking for oaths. It's all over now.
We're not exceeding our jurisdiction, and we're enforcing the laws of the state of Florida. So, we're done here, man. Good luck to you. Hopefully you reconsider your stance, all right?
So, are you wanting me, you're wanting me to identify myself now?
You're going to need to identify yourself at some point. You're still going to jail. Either we're going to book you as who you are, or we're going to book you as a Jane Doe, and then to be released, you're going to have to give your name. I've explained this to you. I'm not being rude to you. I'm
That
explaining
would
to
be
you.
considered kidnap, officer.
No, you're under arrest. There's a big difference. You should read the laws for kidnapping. We have a legal authority to place people under arrest.
Without proper identification,
All right, we're done here, man. All right, have a good night, man. Watch your knee there, all right?
that is considered kidnapping.
Hey, animal control is here. They're assessing the condition of your dogs, and they're most likely not going to charge you with animal cruelty as well. for the conditions of the animals.
Good.
What condition are you suggesting that they're in?
He's the animal investigator. It's inadequate shelter, housing. He said something about lack of food, covered in feces,
They have
inadequate space for 3 dogs.
dog food in the pickup bed, water in the pickup bed. I constantly have maintenance after them.
Yeah. So I mean, like I said, it sounds like you're gonna be charged with that as well. So good luck to you, man.
It sounds like I'm going to be charged. What is the charge?
Animal cruelty.
I'm the private owner and I have no contract with animal control. I haven't registered with the county. There's no paperwork between me.
Maybe you have a private contract with the dogs to keep them alive and healthy. Stupid.
They're in transit.
She's trying to explain to you why they're... Can I talk? Are you going to let me speak, or are you just going to keep interrupting? Because if you're going to keep interrupting, we're going to stop explaining you anything, okay?
She is explaining to me that
All right, you're done.
Animal cruelty,
You're done.
which I'm explaining.
You won't let us
that they're
talk,
in transit.
so we're not going to explain anything else to you.
I don't understand the language that you're using.
I said nothing about charge. I asked you if you're the owner of these dogs. That's all I asked. If you are, I want to know so that when these dogs get taken to wherever they are, and if you get out, we can release them to their owner. But I can't release them to somebody who I don't know.
Do you have paperwork that proves that I have agreed? I have signed paperwork with the city of animal control. I have no documents with them. I have no paperwork with them.
Hey, Sarge. Sarge.
I have no signed agreements with them. They are not.
The signed agreement you have with your guru or whoever sold you this big truckload of nonsense, ask for a refund because they took you.
Registered. I'm being kidnapped right now.
You're being arrested.
This is kidnapped.
No, you're being arrested.
You have not properly.
Okay, I don't want you to talk anymore. Just be quiet.
The subject. You have not properly identified the subject, and now you're taking me into custody. I don't understand the charges.
I explained to you the charges. My sergeant explained to you the charges. Just because you don't agree with him, just be...
Officer, just turn the radio on and ignore him and stop trying to explain things. He's not going to understand a word you say, and he's going to talk in circles the entire time.
Because you don't agree with them doesn't mean that they are not your charges. I don't care if you don't understand. I already explained it to you, and so did my sergeant, and that's it.
I don't understand these charges. I must seek compensation. I must file motions to the courts and pursue a legal settlement.
Go for it.
I'm being kidnapped.
If you won't even identify yourself, you can't do anything in court.
I'm not a Senate KB trust. I'm not a corporate name in all capital letters.
What are you... I don't even know what you're saying, man. Are you just throwing out random words? Because that's what it sounds like.
KB trust.
What are you talking about?
You have no jurisdiction. You haven't proven to me any jurisdiction. You haven't shown me.
I don't need to prove anything to you. We already explained to you the charges, and that's it.
I don't understand any of these.
You don't have to understand. You don't need to understand. You're going to jail tonight. That's all you need to understand.
I challenge this jurisdiction.
Okay, go for it. Tell a judge. The judge is going to tell you the same thing.
I'm at peace with every man and woman on the land.
Okay.
I'm an American national, not a United States citizen. I'm not a citizen.
Even non-citizens still have to follow the laws of the United States.
Boom.
I do not recognize these codes.
Okay.
This language.
You don't need to recognize them. You still are upheld by them.
That you're interpreting as law.
You don't have to. You're in the United States and you're in the state of Florida, and you have to abide by our laws whether you recognize them or not. You still have to abide by them.
Natural law, the only law that applies to me, a man.
No, when you're in the state of Florida, the laws of the state of Florida and of the United States of America apply to you, whether you feel like they should or not.
Are you administering my estate?
What?
Are you administering my estate? Are you administering a Senate KB trust? Are you a beneficiary of my Senate KB trust? I'm the beneficiary of my estate. And if anyone is going to be paid, if there's any monetary value involved, then I'm to be paid first. That is private property. I have no contract with animal control. I have not registered my children with animal control. They
register them with animal control. However, you do have
I haven't registered my children with animal control either. Probably should, though.
to register with them with the county that you are residing in.
That has no jurisdiction over me.
That doesn't make any sense, man. Do you really hear yourself? It makes no sense.
I do not recognize that jurisdiction.
Okay, go ahead, step out.
These things are cutting into my bones. I'm at peace with every man and woman in the land.
And you can be at peace
At peace in the jail.
inside the jail.
That's what I said.
I'm at peace with all brothers and sisters on the land.
That's it for that dummy. Straight to jail with you. So he lost a couple of windows, 2 or 3 dogs, and his freedom because he's an idiot and he believes everything he sees on YouTube. That's it for this guy. Check out some other videos, like, subscribe, comment, and we'll catch you on the next one. Peace out.